This is Backstage Bay Area, your all-access pass to the local music scene. Now here's your host, Steve Roby.
Hello and welcome to Backstage Bay Area. I'm Steve Roby. With roots in the Northeast and a career that has taken her from intimate venues to recording with Grammy-winning producers, Jennifer Greer's journey is as compelling as the music she creates. Her new album, Speaking with Ghost, is a testament to love, loss, and resilience, an invitation to lean in and really listen. Today, Jennifer joins me to talk about her songwriting process, her incredible trio, and the stories behind the songs like Tidal Wave and Sea and Shell. Plus, we'll get a preview of her upcoming show at the Backroom in Berkeley on December 15th. My conversation with Jennifer starts in a minute, but first, here's the opening track from her latest album, Speaking with Ghost. It's Broken Glass by Jennifer Greer. It's Bay Area singer-songwriter Jennifer Greer with Broken Glass. That comes from her latest album, Speaking with Ghost. And today, Jennifer is my guest. Hey, Jennifer, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Steve. Glad to be here.
So glad you could be here, too. For those in our audience who are new to your music, can you talk about your journey from poet to musician? How did poetry shape your songwriting and musical style?
I'm not entirely sure how much it did. I know that might be an odd answer, but I actually find the two art forms or the two mediums really, really different. And I have like a couple of other friends who write poetry and write music, and they have agreed. Maybe it's just we're in a small group of people who feel this way, but it feels really, really different. But I guess I would say I find the writing of songs more difficult, actually.
How so?
Than poetry. I think because with poetry, like, certainly it doesn't have to rhyme. You know, you can have one line that has a word. It can be stream of consciousness. It can, anything goes in a way in terms of the form and the subject matter. But I find that with songwriting, like you really do want that hook. The amount of syllables need to be, something you can sing and have a melodic flow to them. Usually the chorus is repeating. There's like more structure and I think more rules to songwriting.
Yeah.
I think poetry is a lot more free. So I found, long story short, I found this segue from writing poetry to songwriting actually kind of challenging.
Well, let's talk about your new album. It's called
Sure.
Speaking with Ghosts. It's been described as deeply emotional, but skillfully arranged. What inspired the concept behind this album?
Well, unfortunately, it's sort of a sad subject, but it was grief. I went through a period between 2018 and 2019 where I lost several people in my life, either to death or like we separated in some way. So there was just a great deal of loss, like one after the other after the other. And that's where the concept came from. And the title track to the album is called Speaking with Ghosts. And it's really about how do you continue to speak with these spirits, if you will, when they are gone, and that we can actually speak to them. They may not be listening, but that we can still contact those things inside us, and so that's speaking with ghosts. Yeah.
So you would say these experiences influence the themes and tone of the music as well?
Yes, definitely. And not every song on the album. I think the album has 13 songs. So maybe half of the album, maybe like 6 or 7 songs, deal with these experiences of grief and loss and trying to understand them. But the other half really doesn't, and they're just about other subjects altogether. But yeah.
I love the cover artwork as well.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, the photographer and I worked so hard on that. I don't know who worked harder, but it was a teamwork. Yeah, her name was Heather McAllister. God bless her. She worked so hard because I had that image. It came to me at some point during the making of the album. I just had this flash of seeing someone, I guess, it was myself, but just someone with their hands up against a window-like thing and these sort of ghosty spirit things on the other side. And I suppose it's a bit of an attempt to make like a literal understanding of the speaking with ghosts.
The album features collaborations with renowned musicians and producers. Can you talk about the creative process of creating this record with those people you worked with?
So I moved to California from the East Coast, the Boston area, about 6 years ago. And so that was 2019. And I realized, it'd been a while since I'd made an album. And I realized that I was ready to make another one. I had enough material, and that it would be a great way to kind of connect with the musical scene, if you will, here on the West Coast. So I'd say about 6 months into being here, I started looking around at like all the local studios in East Bay, Oakland, Berkeley, San Francisco. And checking them out, meeting with the owners. And that's how I found Noel Bronzini, who lives and works here in the Berkeley area. And we just hit it off. We became friends really quickly. And I just really liked his approach and his feelings about music. And so that's how I found him. And then he found, all the musicians and the studios. And so it really did become a community through making the album. So that was wonderful.
That's great. We're going to listen to the song Tidal Wave next. But first, can you tell us about the moment or experience that inspired you to write this song?
I was living in the Boston area because, I say almost all these songs were written when I was living on the East Coast. There's a handful that are from when I was living here. But it was during that period of all those losses and all this grief. And I remember distinctly, I was standing in a parking lot. I was going to my car at a parking lot, and I just thought, damn, these experiences are like sort of being hit by a tidal wave. And like the one comes, and then another one comes, and another one comes, and it just keeps knocking me down. And so that's where the song came from.
Nice. Well, let's listen to it now, and we'll come back and talk some more. This is Jennifer Greer with Tidal Wave. from her new album, Speaking with Ghosts. That was Jennifer Greer with Tidal Wave. Jennifer is my guest today on Backstage Bay Area. Jennifer, your music has evolved significantly since your first album, Jewel Machine. How has your sound transformed over the years?
You know, I'm not sure. That's the honest truth. I'm not sure how it has evolved. I mean, I might have been like a little more jazzy in the beginning. I'm self-taught. I never really took piano lessons or voice lessons. So I think those first couple albums, I was like really exploring what a piano can do and what a keyboard can do.
Sure.
And it might have led me to, like I'm saying, a sort of more jazzy sounds here and there. I don't think I do that as much anymore. And I've always loved to do like kind of rock and like groove. I'd say groove is sort of like my god, like groove and melody, but there's always been really groovy stuff. And I think that is still there, but even more so. So those are a couple of things. Yeah.
Has it become easier, or are you able to define more of what you're looking for in your music?
No, it's become harder. It's a lot. It's just so funny, but I think
It's supposed to become easier.
I know. I think it's because I'm more critical of myself and my songwriting process the older I've gotten, and the more I've played and the more music I know. There may have been a little more of that like beginner's mind kind of thing in the first couple albums. And now it's like, oh, wait, am I repeating myself? Or, oh, wait, that's not clever enough. Or, oh, well, maybe I should do this song in a weird time signature and push myself further. So I think it's just keeping up with that sort of a bit of like a critical voice, but also a desire to like keep getting better and keep growing. So that has made it a little harder. Yeah. Yeah.
What would you like the listener to take away after hearing Speaking with Ghosts? What experience would you like them to have?
That's a great question. I'd like their experiences. I'd like them to feel moved. I'd like them to feel the emotions of love and loss and the power of music to help us express all those things.
Sure.
And yeah, I want them to have like a sensual, sort of visceral experience. I think that's how I like to listen to music, is like really feel it in my body. So I'd love for them to also feel that, whether it's like a ballad or something that's more upbeat and has more of a groove. I'd love, they can feel it in their body.
Nice.
Yeah.
For our final song today, we'll hear Sea and Shell. What inspired the imagery in this song, and how does the ocean influence your creative process?
Yeah. Wow. You asked the best questions. So yeah, water seems to come up in a lot of my albums. I love water. I just always want to be near water, and I think about water. So it makes sense that it comes up. That song was really neat. Again, I was processing on loss in that one, and I was on the East Coast. In fact, I think it was Cape Cod in February. So it was freezing and there was nobody there. I don't know if you know Cape Cod, but it's like a summery vacation
Sure, yeah.
area. Yeah, yeah. So I was walking on the beach and it was just freezing out, and just everything was like very spare and no one was around, and I think it was nighttime, and the sand had some of that iridescent or phosphorescent stuff in it. I forget what creates that. I know it can be in the water. I've never seen it in sand. I was like, what the hell is going on? Did I just see what I'm seeing? But the sand was starting to glow as I was walking on it. It was that same like greenish phosphorescent thing that I've seen in the water there from time to time. So I don't know. It was just such a beautiful, strange moment and environment. And that's what all of that inspired the song.
Nice. Great setup. Let's listen to it now. This is Sea and Shell, and then we'll wrap things up when we return. It's Jennifer Greer on Backstage Bay Area.
Can you hear it's like a breath? Hear it's like a sigh. The song of the sea, the did you walk down the road? Why did you crawl back centuries? Why did you walk down the road? Why did you crawl back centuries away from me? Oh, the shells that we find, the stones we hold on to, a glimmer of secrets in the sand, the sand. And we feel the seasons change, how they push against our skin. And we feel the seasons change, how they push against our skin.
On Backstage Bay Area, you heard Jennifer Greer with Sea and Shell. It's from her latest album, Speaking with Ghost, which is available now. Jennifer, you performed across various venues and collaborated with different musicians. What has been one of your most memorable moments on stage?
Oh, man. A great question. I'm trying to pinpoint a moment. I can't think of like a specific moment, even though that's a great question, but I think the through line that I'd say that has carried me through, a lot of mediocre gigs and gigs that don't pay and, loading in and breaking your back and all that stuff is just the sheer joy. It's just the joy when you're on stage. And so I don't play solo. Like I can't stand playing solo. I never play solo. And it's for the reason that I'm trying to express is like the joy when you're on stage with other musicians and you're doing something fun or you surprise each other. There's just great energy. Those are the best moments performing. And I sure hope that happens next Sunday. I have my CD release party. But it's just the joy of collaborating with other musicians that you trust and enjoy. There's really nothing like it. Yeah.
Well, speaking of other musicians, can you introduce your trio and describe the kind of sound and energy you bring to your live performances?
It's changed over the years, but right now I am playing with wonderful drummer who both these people play all over the Bay. His name's Rob Ehlers, and he's so instinctive. I think almost every time I play my songs, I play it once and he gets the song. I don't know. He's like a psychic drummer. And then Paul Sounder, I've been working with recently, an incredible bass player. Also just can't believe how fast these guys learn. So that's the trio. I will have actually Noel Bronzini, the producer and engineer, joining us on Sunday, as well as a backup singer, Bridget Boyle, who plays and sings all over the Bay. And she's also a singer-songwriter. So we're going to be playing and singing our asses off. And the energy I see, is like, it's physical, it's joyful, it's passionate. I'm really a shy person. I'm sure you've heard this before from other musicians, but a lot of us really are introverts. But when I get on stage and when the music starts and that just the rhythms and energy is there between all of us, that goes away. I'd say it's a lot of passion.
Nice.
That comes out. Yeah.
It sounds like a wonderful show. And as you mentioned, it's going to be a CD release party. Any kind of sneak preview of the set list?
I think all the songs you just played on the podcast will be there.
Yeah.
So, whatever people heard, they will hear again and more.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let me remind our listeners the Jennifer Greer Trio will perform at the Backroom in Berkeley on Sunday, December 15th for a 7 p.m. show. Tickets are now available at the Backroom, music.com. Don't forget the in there, the Backroom, music.com. And be sure to pick up Jennifer's music at her website, jennifergreer.com. Jennifer, thanks so much for your time today, and good luck with the new album.
Thank you so much. It has been such a pleasure. Thank you.
Backstage Bay Area will be right back.
Hey musicians, would you like to be a guest on Backstage Bay Area? Just email the host and let him know when you'll be playing in the Bay Area. The address is backstage.sfbay@gmail.com. Thank you for tuning into the Backstage Bay Area podcast. Don't forget to visit us online at backstagebayarea.com for more insights and stories. Be sure to join us next time for more engaging conversations with local talent and touring musicians. Until then, keep the music alive, and we'll see you backstage.